Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video, we're going to talk about my top 5 teams of 2024. And look, people can disagree with me. This isn't to say that these are the best team builds or anything. I've arranged the teams how I like them. And obviously I'll put consideration to substitutions and also, basically what units I don't have that would make the team even better. But also, this goes in no order. So I'm not saying that the first team I cover is the best. I think these are just the top 5 teams. If you want to say one of them is the best, go for it. That's on you. I'm just saying these are my 5 teams that I go to whenever I need to clear hard content. And starting with Majin Power, I call it Majin Buu Evil or Extreme because it is basically a Majin Buu Saga team. I wouldn't say it's Majin Power because all these units are from Majin Buu Saga. There are a few substitutes, but generally the only unit that I would like to have for this team would be the Tech Buu Ultimate, or Ultimate Gohan Buu. The team itself is incredibly strong. The EZA for Kid Buu technically only came out in 2025, but just, technicalities. Don't worry about it. Int Buu, I think, is a great lead. I think he's really, really powerful. I think the Kid Buu is a great support. He needs a couple of hits, but I think he's really, really great. I think in terms of LRs, Buu, Hans, EZA is aging so well. He just does everything you need him to do. And after a little bit of build-up, he's really quality. Strength Good Buu EZA is great. Tech Buu Evil Good is great and has a really nice performance as well. And then Tech Buu, Mr. Buu is great, but obviously you could also use the Tech Evil Buu here. This is probably where I would slot in Tech Ultimate Buuhan, or I'd slot him in for the Kid Buu, but it's a great team that just does so well. Needs a little bit of build-up time, but luckily with the Revive and the Ghost Usher from Int Buu, I think you have all the utility you need to survive that difficult early spike the team can face. On the Majin Buu Saga side, equally as good a team. This one specifically referencing more the super side of things. I think we got some great EZAs this year. The Kamehameha duo, the Gohan Kamehameha, although I'll talk about them a bit later on. You've got the SS2 Vegeta Angel. You got the Int SS2 Goku Angel. We've got the Tech Vegeta. You could even slot in the Strength Goku and Vegeta, although I think they've aged a little bit. But this team is still really, really good. You've got really strong performers like the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. We've got really, really good units overall, like the Int SEZA Ultimate Gohan, who could easily replace the LR with. I think the team just has a lot of good replacements. It's not necessarily the team that has, let's say, like the absolute top best level performers. It has a whole bunch of really good units. It has a whole bunch of units that I would rank 8 out of 10. I mean, it's got some 10 out of 10s. I mean, Tech LR Gotenks is amazing. There's some really, really strong units, but I mean, it also has probably the widest range of substitutions. I'd say currently it's probably the biggest category with the most top tier units that could take on top content and get out alive and do a good job. So I think the team is really good from that aspect. Tech Gotenks, all the Gokus, all the SS Vegetas, all the EZAs. The Ultimate Gohans, I mean, we're not even touching on Tech Ultimate Gohan, AGL Ultimate Gohan, Int Ultimate Gohan. Tech SS2 Vegeta is amazing right now. Physical Super Saiyan 2 Goku is absolutely amazing right now. AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku is amazing. So the team just is really good and has a lot of good substitutes. So I really like this team. It's one of the ones that I find the most flexible. I find that I can change it in different ways to accommodate the content that I'm taking on, and I tend to get away with adaptions a lot easier than other teams, which I think is really, really good. Next, we'll talk about movie bosses. So this also includes, to a larger extent, Uncontrollable Power, because a lot of the same units feature here, so you could technically classify either of those. Uncontrollable Power gives you access to the physical Buuhan, who I think is really, really good. There's also a number of substitutes for this team. Strength Turles if you're more planted or destruction orientated. The physical Broly trio are really good. Physical Bio Broly is a great free-to-play option. You got Tech Broly, if there's attack down, you can bring him and he'll slaughter the units. Even the Int Frieza is pretty good, and AGL Burly. There's a lot of good substitutes here. It's a bit smaller than Majin Buu Saga, but I really, really like this team. I personally love the double Tech Burly lineup just because I love Tech Burly. I think he's amazing. Physical Elijah Nemba is incredible after his EZA. Cell Max is really good still. He's got a great taunt and ability to really just help out the team utility-wise. Tech Beerus's Super EZA was amazing. You've got Int Broly, who's a great floating support. Strength Super EZA Broly, who's a great floating support. They bring revive, support, key, etc. It's all just really good. Movie Masters is in a good space, I would say, personally for me, with some decent rotation and substitution options. Like I said, Uncontrollable Power is a little bit different, Anti-Destruction is a bit different, but most of these units all form the core axis of all of those teams. So I don't really want to cover all three of those teams because it's all kind of the same thing. Universal Survival Saga, this team is amazing right now. Obviously there's a little bit of variation, but generally speaking, you have either Reps Universe 7, where you throw in all the Reps Universe 7 LRs, like the physical, Frieza and 17, the Int 17, the AGL Goku, the SSB Vegeta, the Strength Goku, the Tech UI Goku, who I don't have, who I'd love to use. Or you have the Universal Survival Saga variation, where you remove the the physical 17 and Golden Frieza, and you remove the Int Frieza, and you play the two Jirins. And the two Jirins are really, really good alongside each other. Really strong, powerful units that play off each other really well. And if you like them or you have them, that's also a more than fine, adequate solution. This team has a lot of really strong options. Limited options, but strong options. Like every alternative option is a really, really strong one. They can do damage, they can support, there's a lot of utility here. You've got the revives from both Goku and Vegeta. It's just a really strong category. Tech UI Goku also with his nullification of evasion is really strong. Jiren is really good. AGL Jiren's a beast. He's a boss. So it's a fun team. I think its options are not too bad, but they are a bit limited more so than the previous two we've covered. And I do think it can be caught out, especially against evasion, like anti-evasion based events. If you don't have Tech UI Goku, you do struggle a little bit, but it's still a brilliant team and runs really, really well. Then we have Superhero. Now, Superhero is a very small category, but very strong. You've got the Beast Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, Super Gogeta, who I think is great. You can run the Goku and Vegeta from the USS team. You can run the Goku and Vegeta, the Kaioken duo from the USS team. Pretty much any of those USS units can be put on here, especially the Reps Universe 7 one, but generally you'll find the UI Goku and the SSB Vegeta. I think the Gammas, if they get an EZA, could be really cool. I use them still as they are, especially alongside the Int one. I think they do really, really well. Power Awakening Piccolo is a great option here. I would probably start them in over Pan in reality. But even the AGL, Android 18 and Krillin, I really, really like. I think they're a great floating support. So there's a really cool team here. I will say Superhero is probably the one you want to splice the most. So you want to probably slot in that UI Goku, that SSB Vegeta, to just give yourself some more big hitting tanky options. But it's a really fun team. And I think it's really cool. The Beast Gohans do a lot of heavy lifting as well. Having two rotations with two really good tanky units is super duper helpful. And then being able to kind of fill out on some great supports. And yeah, I would say Superheroes is some of the most fun synergy. And although there's a bit of a risk factor, I think it's got some really cool moments where you can just do some nutso damage. Like Ultimate Gohan, Beast Gohan lineups doing effectively 100 million damage between them. There are some units that have aged that unfortunately don't really work too well on the team, but I think overall it's a really fun team. I definitely use. I don't use them as much as the other ones, I will be honest. Beast Gohan for a time was carrying so hard that you could only use that team really, but for now I think I missed that phase. I didn't have them, so some of the other teams I use a bit more, but it's still a great team. And then the last one is just a bonus one, because I know I said top 5, but I really want to mention the Strength Gohan. Kamehameha is a really fun team. It uses a lot of units from the other categories we visited, which is why I just wanted to include it as a bonus team. But it's a really strong team, especially if you have the physical Super Saiyan trio. It's super duper fun. Yeah, really, really good, super strong, and really, really powerful. It's got a lot of great options, a lot of flexibility. It needs, I think, one more tankier unit to really let everything build up. But I mean, I have never tried the team with the physical SS trio in the team, and I'd love to do that, because I think then the team is definitely more than tanky. It's got a bit of Majin Buu saga across other teams, but it's a really fun team, and I love it. I really, really, really want to see how good it gets. I really want to get that physical trio to see how good and how strong it gets. But yeah,